Team Ayuryana, start the session.
Om Dhanvantari Namaha, Shri Gurupyo Namaha. Namaste. A very warm welcome to this wonderful session. I'm Dr. Lavanya, and it's my pleasure to be your host today for this enlightening webinar on Ayurveda practice, beautifully organized by Team Ayuryana. With humility and respect, I bow down to all the revered guests, gurus, and esteemed guests present here today. It's my honor to welcome our distinguished guest, the organizer, and our enthusiastic audience to today's session. I would like to introduce Ayuryana. Ayuryana is a holistic platform that brings together diverse activities, fostering a unique blend of learning, exploration, and community engagement. Its initiatives includes online, offline classes and workshops, informative articles and health tips, health-focused camps and events, recreational activities, and excursions for students, individuals with physical challenges, seniors, and the general public. Sustainable tourism programs such as ecotourism, agritourism. Ayurveda proudly blends tradition with innovation. Events and activities incorporate traditional practices, local cuisine, and rural games. It's inspired by the timeless principles of Ayurveda, spread moral, cultural, and traditional values into every experience, creating a rich tapestry of heritage and wellness. Now I request Dr. Arun to introduce about today's webinar and speaker. Welcome, Yusuf.
Thank you. The webinar series on Ayurveda practice is a free webinar series planned to conduct on every Saturday for an hour. The motto is Empower the Ayurveda fraternity to excel in clinical practice and sustainability through innovative approaches in Ayurveda entrepreneurship. Our today's speaker is Dr. Sukruth ji, sir. He is from Bangalore, completed his UG from SDM Ayurveda Medical College and Hospital Udupi. Sir secured All India rank 15 in AIPGT and completed his postgraduate in Department of Rasashastra Bhaishaja Kalpana from BHU Varanasi and certificate course on clinical Rasashastra in Sri Jagadguru Gavisideshwara Ayurveda Medical College, Koppala. Currently, Sir is a research scientist at Dabur India Limited, Ghaziabad, Delhi. He accomplished scientist with over 4 years of experience in drug discovery and new product development. Expertise lies in scientific writing, technical documentation, and reporting, complemented by a strong ability to compile scientific data and create impactful presentations. Proven track record of collaborating effectively in cross functional teams to drive a project success. Accomplished professional in a new drug discovery and formulation development with a person track record of advancing innovative therapies. Expertise in optimizing the processes and enhancing a product stability, leading to significant improvement in time to market for a pharmaceutical products. Committed to leveraging scientific knowledge and technical skills, contribute to varied research initiatives. His academic contribution Sir has worked as an assistant professor and pharmacy in charge in Sushruta Ayurveda Medical College and Hospital, Bangalore for 2 years. Sir has been honored Best Presenter Award in national level conference organized by the SDM Ayurveda Medical College, Udupi, and he is also honorary guest speaker at Indian Institute of Ayurveda and Haratala, Bellary, on the topic of Haratala Basma pharmaceutical development. I heartily welcome you, sir. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda and its relevance in modern times. I request audience to drop your doubts on chat box. Dear sir, will our sir will clarify the end at the end of the session. Once again, welcome you, sir, and the platform is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Team Ayuryana, Dr. Arun and Dr. Lavanya for this wonderful gesture. Yeah, we shall start the session. Is my screen shared? Is it visible? Okay. So the topic which has been allotted is an Ayurvedic career prospect. If we look into the prospect of career, there are certain aspects which will make us choose a career of what we wish to. Basically, if a person of a 12th pass or a 10th pass student comes out of his college or a school, he will be looking at these many aspects usually, and there are other influencing aspects as well. But primarily, these are the four different aspects that influence a student to choose this any particular type of career. One is the passion, another is the money, of course, very important. And another important thing which we forget to address even in this 21st century is the peer pressure and the family pressure. So family a lineage of doctors may end up in Ayurvedic doctors may end up making a student or a son or daughter into Ayurveda. That is also there with his interest or without. So that is the family pressure and the society around you that will also make you decide the career. And another is the skill, like if you are not interested or if you dislike mathematics, so usually they end up in medical fields. So yeah, there are different aspects of the no surrounding influencing factors that will make a person choose any particular type of career. Now why I'm trying to talk about these things is there are, I think, the audience are of two varieties. One is maybe first year second year BMS students, and maybe the next level like the third fourth or even the PG students or interns are there. So having considered either of these two sects in the audience, I am trying to just identify why Ayurveda and what next in Ayurveda. So these are the two things which I was thinking I will discuss. Why Ayurveda? I don't think these things are after entering into BMS after 1 or 2 years discussing about why Ayurveda is not so very significant, but still I'll try to address. Either the students are influenced by these four factors or few other factors. I have, when I was in as an assistant professor, working as an assistant professor, I had heard some of the students in different colleges and all telling that there are some agents, students of especially Northeast and North India, no, who comes to South India in Bangalore and all, do BMS in private colleges and all. There are some agents who will tell them advertise them for the colleges, and they will try to draw them to the colleges. These are also there. And see, that is what I told. There are different aspects. Maybe the college seniors are there who will try to tell, okay, you can come into this field. Before all these things, how will a person choose Ayurveda is one thing which is very much of a concern for me now. There are two things, either choice or by chance. So I think if there are around a few thousand or few million students entering Ayurveda in every decade, at least 80 to 90% of the students are even now in this current situation also are entering by chance because of the NEET exam. The common entrance exam is there. So the people who are in the upper highest ranking category, they will usually choose the MBBS segment, and after that either they will be having a choice of dental or Ayush system. In Ayush, people prefer Ayurveda over the other sects usually. So this is how the choice is being made. Not exactly a choice, but somehow they end up landing in Ayurvedic colleges. But unfortunately, once they end up in the colleges, still they'll be. I have seen some of the in when I was in BHU doing my MD, I had seen some of the juniors after entering into second or third year BMS also, they'll be still preparing for the entrance exams, trying to get back to MBBS even after that. So that's what. So these are some of the concerns which I have when the category of students, what the quality of students, who are entering into the Ayurvedic field, if that is not refined or improved, or if the students don't come into Ayurveda by choice, obviously the career will also be a little tougher, or they will also be haphazard in their career. They'll be concerned about their career as to what next, because a person by choice entering Ayurveda will be interested in some of the segments of Ayurveda like research or even practice or even teaching. So they will explore it accordingly. But when they come into the field by chance, and still they will be looking to get out of the system, that is where the concern rises for an individual as well as a system as to what will be the future prospect of that particular individual. Anyway, so having kept these things in mind, if you look at, many students come and ask me, or even the parents will, while entering into the any particular stream, this is important for interns also, where they'll be looking at the next MD or any other choice also. So what is the scope of a particular field? And I always tell them, who is going to decide what is the scope? It is not scope usually means the job employment aspect of it, and what is the money making economic gain from that particular field if you venture into it. So these are the two things that will usually determine the scope of a particular field. That is how the common notion is in the society. So a person in Ayurveda, we have seen people who are doing clinical practice earning millions, and even a lot of them minting money by authentic practice. I'm not just telling that they're taking excess money or they're cheating. I'm not talking of those aspects. Even with authentic practice, people do make very good living, and they can live a very comfortable life. But I have seen people struggle in their clinical practice also. And when even if you enter into the research field, or the research or agri teaching, many fields where wherever there, people have ventured and been very successful. I have seen people who have gone to the fields like World Health Organization, international level, and they have been very successful in establishing and representing Ayurveda in those in that forum. But still there are people who are struggling also. So the scope is determined by that particular individual rather than the particular field. Prasuti or Kaumara Britya MD expert will be having a lot of scope, and actually the only thing is yojagastatra durlabaha. So it all depends on your capability, your skill, as to how you can explore in that particular field when you choose that. There are a lot of unexplored areas in Ayurveda, like Shalakya is there. There are very very few doctors in the entire country where the Shalakya is a exclusive specialist doctor in that case. So even gynec and Kaumara Britya, there are so many unexplored aspects of Ayurveda, even in clinical and many other fields, which I'll be explaining in the next slide. So basically, either by choice or chance, when you enter the field, I think, in my opinion, you should completely dedicate yourself and try to mature yourself in that field, rather than looking forward to escape, or getting trying to just curse the situation as to why you have been brought into that field. See, there are other students. I have seen some of the students who are talented in many other aspects, like art or dance or sports, anything. But those people always can, even after completing the degree, they can just go out there and express themselves and become what they want to become in other fields. That part I will not be able to discuss here, because my topic is, having kept a BMS degree, what good that BMS degree will be there for you in the future. So that is what is my focus here. So having kept this thing in my mind, so these are the different aspects which, if you look at the table, it is a kind of a complex one. You can see too many branches, too many criteria, too many segments here. I will go one by one. I don't have too many slides over here. I just have 5 to 6 slides, and everything is explained and self-explanatory in these slides only. And we can discuss all these things through questionnaires and further elaborate on these segments. See, if a person is BMS, the most common and which I don't choose it as a career or consider a career, is a duty doctor in allopathy hospital. I have seen many students even after BMS or internship. No, they choose allopathy hospitals for duty, and they continue to do so for a longer period of time. Even if they own the hospital, then it's a different situation. But unfortunately, they will remain the duty doctor. They will remain as a duty doctor until they retire. So in that aspect, it is a really a sad part for them, because there will be no career growth after that. So duty doctor in an allopathy hospital is always something, for the learning sake. Yeah, you will go there, you can learn some emergency medicine, you can develop some skills of suturing and many other minor surgeries. All those things are okay for me. But if you go there as a career path just for the sake of earning money, I'm sure the money also is not very good in an allopathy hospital when compared to the future career prospects of other fields. Why do you think an allopathy hospital provides job for a BMS degree holder when they have MBBS degree holders? Anyone? Can anyone can comment in the just in the comment section? They only provide job opportunities to you because you are a cheap labor for them, and you are being utilized there. If you are a cheap labor and you can learn there when you're a student, like maybe you are in an internship or post internship, you want to go there for 1 year or 6 months or 3 months just for the sake of learning exploration, then it is fine. But you need to come out of it and do something on your own and try to develop your system and yourself. But unfortunately, many people continue to do the same thing, and they struggle afterward. It's a huge struggle if you come out of BMS and work for 2 years in a allopathy hospital. You will forget the BMS syllabus after that. You will not be remembering anything in Ayurveda after 2 years, and you will be completely in a field where you don't have a degree. So they will not be considering you for the upgraded departments as well as a specialist doctor or something in for hospitals. So the only option for you is do something else after that, or just continue the same field. So it's not a very good career option. If you ask me, duty doctor in allopathy hospital, so I just kept it aside. Apart from that, there are plenty of other opportunities for you. uh, don't expect the government. If we always think that government jobs are very less in Ayurveda, there are not many opportunities in Ayurveda government jobs. Well, it is still a developing, and no, public demand is still growing now. As and when the public demand opportunities from the government will also increase. But keeping that aside, there are other opportunities as well. Clinical practice is one thing which is very very promising, and over a long period of time it will give a very good returns, and as well as it's a satisfactory career which you can prospect. In clinical practice also, there are two things. You set up your own clinic or hospital, and or you can work as a consultant in other hospitals or even in some clinics. There are some medical shops also which will be associated with some small clinical space where you can practice. So these are the few things where you can venture. We will discuss all these things again in further detail. What is the positive aspect of it? What is the negative aspect of it? How you can go it? All these things I can explain it further if you have any queries only. Because as and when you discuss, I can explain it even better. There is one thing called as Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapit, where you can do a CRAV course of 1 year, and you will be, I think, given a stipend of more than 40,000 for the every month. There will be a project submission in the end, and there will be an exam in the end, where you go to a guru. It's a Gurukul based system where you choose a guru. There is obviously an entrance exam after BMS for that as well. After the entrance, there will be a counseling kind of a session where you will go and choose a guru depending on your ranking preference, and you go to the guru, you stay there along with the guru will provide you everything, and so for all the stay facilities, everything will be facilitated by the guru. And you will be just there in learning with him in the hospital or in the pharmacy, if he's having a pharmaceutical department as well. So it will be a comprehensive development of gurukula parampara system of education. RAVs, it's a 1 year based education. Here also, choosing a guru is very very important for you. I have seen some people just they have a deal and they will go there, they will not learn, they will be very not be frequently in contact with the guru, they will just go and do something else, they'll just take a degree, but that will not help you in any way. If you're taking RAV, bypassing MD, or doing, if not doing something else and taking RAV as a course and doing something, that is exclusively for clinical practice, because you will not be able to take up teaching profession after RAV. So once you take up RAV, either the pharmaceutical aspect or the clinical aspect, you have to develop the skill. And choosing a guru for your as per your need and interest is very very important. And once you go there, complete 1 year dedication is very very important for you to learn from him. So RAV is a very beneficial course in that sense for the clinical practice enhancement. There are some fantastic gurus, and there are some legends who are working in RAV, and I think it's a very great opportunity under them if you learn under them. And of course, MD, I'll come for the MD, BMS MD at the last. The unexplored or very least explored area for the Ayurvedic BMS is agriculture. Many people, apart from the towns and cities, many people come from villages and from other some remote areas in the entire country, especially in Karnataka. Also, I have seen people coming from Davangere and North Karnataka also. All of you, if you look at yourself, if you look at your family background, you will be having some amount of agricultural lands with you. Disputed or undisputed doesn't matter, but still you have agricultural lands. If you invest some amount of time, the skill of agriculture is already existing in your family. If you develop or take up that skill along with your Dravyaguna knowledge, you can mint money. Medicinal plant is having wonderful market. You have an export market as well. And if I just talk about it in brief, there are three different aspects of markets which is available for medicinal plant cultivation. One is the normal cultivation of medicinal plants like Shatavari, Ashwagandha, many other things where it's a huge demand from the industries. Do you really think that industry like Dabur or like Himalaya or any other industry, when they want raw materials, pure herbs or anything, they'll be going back to the forest and cutting? No, they will not. They are not permitted to take forest. They're not permitted to do deforestation and take some medicines from the forest, collect some medicines from the forest and do preparations. Most of the raw material coming into the industry are from cultivated source. So where are they cultivating? Cultivations are happening in Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Nepal. High altitude medicines are there. Fine, those things you cannot do in the south, back in south. But what about many other things like Dashamula and hundreds of medicines are there where you can cultivate in your natural habitat in your place, and you can sell it. Forget about the moola based preparations. What about the bija, phala, pushpa? All these things will be, these plants will be these plants and trees will be bearing these every frequently every year or biannually, or once in 3-4 months you can get these things, and you can sell it, and you can make money out of it. So it's a business. Agriculture, agroforestry is everything is a business. So, and this is a wonderful venture. If you earn money in this way along with your BMS skill, you can practice along with medicinal plant cultivation, and you can you can have a good practice, and you can also you can use your own medicine in your practice, and the quality of your practice will enhance like anything else, because the quality of medicines when you prepare on your own will be even much more potent when compared to the industrial preparations. That is always true, because small scale preparations, small scale utility of cultivations are always more potent. That is always proven. So I think medicinal plant cultivation is one of the unexplored areas. Boys or girls, I think this thing is you need not go to land and plow your field. You have workers of daily wage workers are there. Just, and even government support is also there. National NMPB is a board, National Medicinal Plant Board. I will be discussing little more in the next slide, and you can they'll be assisting you, training you, and there many other assistance, even financial assistance will be given by the state government and the central government related to the tree based cultivations and all. So having utilizing these things, and agricultural the based career is very very positive in that sense, because it's very very important and very, it's a need of the hour. We need very good source of cultivational originated crops. We need it. The industry needs it, Ayurveda needs it. If not, extract based products will be coming into the market. Even though extract based products come into the market, the extracts also are derived from the plants original root in plant based raw material supply only. So agriculture is one of the important fields where you can explore. And another thing, after BMS, many of my friends have taken up is MBA. They have done MBA courses after BMS. But one important thing is, doing an MBA as a sake of degree is okay. But if you do MBA in a very reputed institute, clear the, I think it's a which what is that exam that I'm not recollecting. To crack the MBA, there is one particular entrance exam, I think. Yeah, CAT or thing, CAT or yeah, I think it's CAT. So after cracking that exam, you need to do the finish your MBA. Especially if possible, do MBA in hospital management. Then you'll be having a lot of scope in hospital. You'll be having a lot of opportunities even in both allopathy as well as modern Ayurvedic hospitals for management area. You will not be able to practice there. You'll be you'll be distancing yourself from practice over there, clinical practice, some maybe. But yeah, that will always be there. And you can, after, if you have some good ransom money, you're ready to invest and all, having some business skills through MBA also will help you in business ventures. Business ventures are of two types. One is the hospital development, another is the pharmaceutical business. Lot of people are starting up, marketing people are starting up new pharmacies, setting up new pharmacies. They hire people like us. If you start a pharmacy, you call people like us, we'll join you, so not an issue. So business ventures are in these two sects, in the hospital as well as pharmacy. And if you're not able to invest and start your own business, then you can always come back to some industries where you can take up marketing jobs and sales. Marketing is also a very promising field, and you can earn a lot of money, and it's a very good career prospect. Marketing team will be every company has a marketing field, and they need BMS people, because other marketing people will not be able to even read the tablets. Vasanta Kusumaka Ras is not something the normal MBA person will be reading it very fluently. So they need BMS people to go to make them and to make people, doctors and other retailers, distributors, understand what Ayurvedic products are. So marketing is a very growing industry, and you will also be having international opportunities in marketing and sales. So this is one aspect. Next is the public health service department. There are a lot of NGOs, and many centers are there, and in private non-funded non-government funded institutes are there, where palliative illness and terminal illness care will be provided to many across the society. So these people also require BMS doctors. You need not practice Ayurveda over there. Maybe Ayurveda will be relevant or need not be relevant depending on the particular type of NGO. But still, the public service, the surveys, lot of surveys and researchers are happening in this way. They also require BMS doctors as in the public health sector. Even person of if the person enters the public health, I have seen certain sects of people who are reaching even to the level of WHO or many other, because WHO is also a public health service only in a international level. So no one will be taking a surgeon, Shalyatantra person or a Kaya Chikitsa Panchakarma expert to WHO. The WHO people will be looking at public service person who is from Ayurvedic background. So yeah, so public health is a very good prospect in career, but The opportunities, you don't think that if I'm telling all these things you'll be having extra, they'll be inviting you to jobs. No, not, it's not like that. There are limited jobs, but there are certain areas. It all depends on your skill, your communication skills, everything. When you develop yourself into a skillful person in various areas, then only you can venture into it, and you can develop and establish yourself into in a highest level. If not, there will be certain aspects where you can go and you can develop a career and you can make money out of it. And yes, many people will be asking, shall I do Panchakarma diploma after BMS and it will help? Yeah, Panchakarma, Marma therapy, and Kshara Sutra, and many other skill based diploma courses are there where you can definitely take those courses. Even certificate courses are there which will help you through different learning experiences. These things will help you either in your clinical practice or in industries. Example, if I do a course on research methodology, that will be helping in my R&D and in my scientific publications and all, and even in my teaching profession it will be beneficial. So all these certificate courses and diploma courses should always be like an add-on. It should not be the only course you do in your life and think that my career will be established by these things. No, it is very difficult. You need to take this as add-on to one base. Example, a clinical practice, if it's your base Ayurvedic practice, you take Panchakarma, you take physiotherapy, or psychology course you can do. All these things you can do, that, but you can keep practice as base. If you want to take industry as base, do something else which is relevant to the industrial need. So these courses are beneficial for you in long run. Don't do it for the certification sake. It is, no one is asking, the world has moved on. Just looking at your certificate, considering you into an corporate sector, it is impossible. um, in my two plus years of experience in the corporate industry, only to enter the industry or entering into the job faculty, job field, they will be asking at your degree. Once you enter, no one will be looking at your degree or gold medal or whatever you have, the credentials. They will be looking at your skill set. What are you capable of delivering to the particular industry, or in my particular, if I have a company, I'll be looking at what can you deliver to my company. If I have you, how will my business or something, it will enhance. So that is what it is, to enhance someone's business or some to make an impact in someone else company or something, in your place of work. You need to have skills. Now it is not just your degree or your credentials of gold medal. No, these things will not help. If you just have a pile of certificates telling that I have these many certificate diploma courses and all, I don't think this will be having, once you enter, maybe in 2-3 months or before your probationary completes, they will get to know you don't know, you are fit for nothing, and then definitely will be not looking forward to continue you in the company further. So everyone has probationary periods in their institutes, so be careful. It's not like having a degree just by certification. No, that will not help. I think the world is moving on from textbook knowledge from to the practical application. Yeah, important aspect is MD. Why MD, and how, where MD, and if I do MD, what next in MD. So these are certain things I want to address in this particular segment now. I think after BMS, around 40-50% of the people pursue MD currently, because a lot of colleges are starting MD courses in their institutes now. Doing MD, there are 2-3 reasons. By the end of BMS, by the time you enter internship, I think you should be knowing as to what sector of medical field I am going to venture into further. If I want to practice, if I want to teach, if I want to be in an industry of pharmaceutical industry, or if I want to be a corporate hospital management, what do you want to do? That much of clarity a person of BMS fourth year should be having, that is expected from you. And you, if you decide after finishing your internship and just be confused as to what you do, and you are so many people don't do MD because they are not ready to put efforts for the entrance exam, for the AIPGT exam. I have seen lot of people who are not ready to put that much amount of effort for the entrance, that because of that they start looking at other careers. When you enter BAMS, you would be, the medical field will be attracted to you, and you will be attracted towards the medical field in other way. For the practice, you want to practice medicine. But once you come to fourth year or internship, you will be not equipped with the practice part to the that much of extent. Ayurvedic practice you will not be knowing, and of course allopathy you will not be knowing at all. So the practice, you will not be having the confidence to practice. Then what next? Then you will be thinking, okay, I need to do MD for the practice. For MD, doing MD, you need to prepare for AIPGT, and I'm not ready to work hard for AIPGT. If I'm not doing AIPGT, then what shall I do? I need to survive somehow. I need to earn 30,000 for 30,000 so that I can do my living. So what next? Then I will try to think of some other diploma courses. I'll try to think of MBA. No, this is not a way to choose MBA. You should choose MBA if you are very clear that I need to be in hospital management, I need to be in a marketing team of a particular, in any pharmaceutical company. If you want to choose MBA, then choose it consciously, not by desperation. If you want to take diploma courses and if you want to do public health, you should choose it consciously, and you should do it in a way, because you choose it by choice and you go there. You entered BMS by chance, you want to do something else after BMS also by chance, that then there's no career prospect for you wherever you go. That will not be a successful career prospect at all. You have to take up things by choice, work hard, and establish yourself in that particular sector, so that you will be having a skill set relevant to that particular segment, and also gain experience in that segment, so that you can grow further in that career. But always I'm not able to do this because of my own negativity, and I'll not be able to. That is why I'll do something else which is more easier. No, the life will be difficult after around 30. I have seen some of my students and many other people. I have seen they have done BMS and they were not ready to work, for the in AIPGT, and they did something else during during those couple of years. After that, they wanted to go back and do AIPGT, but by the time they have come too far ahead and they are not able to prepare, then they'll end up into management quota, and management quota is heavy money again. And I'll come back once you take management quota or something else. Look at your prospect of finance. Example, you are going to do MD thinking that you will be able to practice. Let's consider that you are still not having your mindset about teaching is something different. It is very interesting. I'll tell you. I'll come back to that. You do MD. After doing MD, what you will do, after doing BMS, what you will do, you will think that you're not ready for the AIPGT, and you will take 1 or 2 years of gap. Then you will do management quota MD. Once you do management quota MD, you will be having around 15 to 20 lakhs of your parents' money will be invested, or you will take loan and you will do it. Once you take loan or your parents' money is invested, you will not be gaining any stipend also. So by the end of 27 or 26, 27 years, still you don't have any backup money to start your own clinical practice. So there is no backup money, or there is no investment from your parent. You will not be expecting your parents to invest again in your clinic, right? After they investing 20 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 25 lakhs in MD, please don't expect your parents to invest again in your clinical practice, because again that will at least require 5 to 10 lakhs of your investment. So and after that, again 2 years, you will not be able to gain returns from the profitable business. You will not be able to do at least for 1 year after setting up a clinic. So the money invested in management quota, again it will be having a huge impact on your further career. Once you come out of management quota MD, then you will be thinking as to what next to do. You will not be able to set up your own clinic. Then you have to go and work as a consultant. How much money will you be able to earn per month if you go and work as a consultant in Ayurvedic hospitals or some other clinics? Maybe maximum 30-35. If you go to some well established hospitals where they pay you as per the fixed income, then only they'll be giving you 30-35 thousand per month. If not, they'll be giving you as per your consultation, then you'll be earning less than 10,000 or 15,000 per year, per month in fact. So it's not a very good venture by the end of 28, 27, especially for boys who want to set up their career. For girls, they want to start their new venture, or they'll be looking at their marriage prospects by then. So again, it is always a difficult career venture for girls as well. So many things will be changing for girls life by the time of 28. For a boy of 20, for a boy of 27, 28, he wants to become more responsible, take up his family's responsibilities. Again, that is also difficult. And in present scenario, females are also taking family responsibilities. They'll also be having liabilities. So when you're 28, doing management quota and coming out and starting your own career is very difficult. So if you do MD, doing it in a place where you have some stipend is very beneficial for you. Why is it beneficial for you? You will be you'll be earning at least 25,000, 30,000, or if you go to some national institutes like BHU, All Indian Institute of Ayurveda, Jamnagar, Jaipur, you will be given more than 50,000, 70,000 stipend. And in BHU currently it is 1 lakh. Last week I was discussing with the junior in BHU. He's earning 1 lakh per month in BMS. I mean in MD. Anyway, utilizing that money in a positive sense is different aspect, but still that money is beneficial. Why? Because if you example, let's consider you will be having if you save around 20 lakhs or 15 lakhs of money, keeping aside your leaving cost of MD during the time of 3 years, your thesis cost, everything, you still be having at least 10 lakhs of money for your post MD. That will be beneficial for you to invest in your clinical practice or something else, which will help you as a backup money. So you can ask some amount from your investors or your parents, and you can develop your own practice. So that is why stipend is very, very important. And there is a trend that is always existing in North India, and it is picking up in South India as PhD. PhD is a very important aspect because in North India, in national institutes, if you want to have a career like assistant professor or something, if you want to join a college if you want to join All Indian Institute of Ayurveda or somewhere in 2-3 years down the lane, they will expect a PhD from you. They will not be expecting only MD. Now only many people have completed PhD, so they will be preferring PhD person over a MD person, right? So if you want to get into a teaching job in a national institute, and I think eventually even in government institutes of private government state government institutes also, they will be eventually in 5 years or 10 years down the line, PhD will be maybe compulsory as well because of the demand of PhD. Many people are doing PhD. So PhD is a very important aspect. Again, doing a PhD in a very good place. Again, so choosing a PhD segment is also important. You want to do PhD because of industrial or a pharmaceutical based, or if you want to do PhD because of career based, like clinical practice based. So again, you need to choose it properly. In the question answer session, which subject of specialty of MD, what is the career prospect, we can discuss if you have any questions for that. Now I'm going to hold it for that. And teaching, after MD only you are supposed to teach. I think that much you know now. So all other aspects of career which I mentioned, that will not come under the radar of teaching. It's my sincere request that if you want to teach, it should be again your choice. It should not be of a desperate act. I don't want the next generation of Ayurvedic doctors. I wish the next generation of Ayurvedic doctors will not venture into teaching just for the sake of survival. Unfortunately, in Ayurvedic sector, I'll be very open, and I know I'm going live on YouTube, and it will be little controversial today, but it is important. Many teachers are doing teaching because it is very difficult. It is very much true and understandable as well. But teaching is the only profession where you can have a set amount of money that will be coming to your account every month, and with that money I can do a living, and then only I can do something else like practice. Because practice, if you want to practice in Ayurveda, you need to have a skill to practice. If you enter a college, or if you do on paper on paper MD, there is on paper BMS also going in some colleges, which we will not discuss. Yeah, if you do on paper MD, you don't go college regularly, and if you're not sincere in your skill development in your MD at least, then in what way you are going to develop your clinical practice? Then obviously you will end up in teaching. That is the only way you will be earning monthly salary or fixed amount. That is the only way you are going to survive in this world. I don't want that kind of teaching to enter in, to continue in Ayurveda. I really wish those kind of teachers will not be there in Ayurveda in the future. We want some responsible teachers who will be teaching some responsible students, and then so that their career prospect will be brighter and Ayurveda system will be strengthening from inside. So I wish this will happen in the future. Yeah. Talking about industry, there are two things. Industrially there are four different aspects where you can enter. One is the research and development. Production part. Production means directly into the mass production of tablets or asavarishta or avaliha. They need, every GMP certified pharmacy requires a BAMS doctor at least in the production area. So either for the drug identification segment part or in the production part, they require a BMS as per the drug and cosmetic rule. So they will be hiring BMS doctors in the production part. But again, production is not a place where you have a very developing or very innovative skill based job. It is a manual production job, but BMS doctor is enough for that. If you want a skill based job, R&D is very active, where the you need to invest your mind and develop something. So production is where you actually are already, the documentation is there, everything is there, then you just need to take care of the procedure properly. So only that part is very significant in production. Marketing sales is, as I told you, after MD also you can do marketing sales. You can go to that stream. It's still no, it's not an issue, but a person of MBA will be having a upper hand. After BMS MBA, upper hand will be there if you are entering marketing and sales. Yeah, so these are the important things in R&D. Again, what departments of MD they'll be requiring, and those things. If you are entering a R&D of purely herbal based pharmacy, like there are many pharmacies only are doing herbal based, not mineral, like bhasmas. They don't do. They will not be taking Rasastra Bashita Kalpana. Usually, they'll be taking people from Dravya Guna based people, because they want Dravya Guna knowledge to be applied over there. If you enter into clinical system, clinical research and all, then they'll be taking Kaya Chikitsa people as well into this clinical. But again, your research and stats should be very very strong if you enter clinical research. And this part, and in the drug development part and the new drug development, Dravyaguna and Drashastra are the two important fields from where they'll be looking for hiring people. So these are the important aspects of industry and career. Further discussions can be done in the next. Is my screen visible and changing?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, go on to the next slide actually. It's visible, right?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, right. Yeah, I just wanted to highlight certain government support when you are entering into business. As I told you, if you want to build hospitals or daycare centers for medical tourism, Ministry of Ayush is, they have developed some new schemes like Champion Service Sector Scheme, where they will be assisting you in your loans, and in this financial so assistance will be done by the Ministry of Ayush. Of course, there are a lot of documentation and everything that needs to be provided. All these things will be there. You can go to the Ministry of Ayush website. You can get a lot of information regarding the Champion Service Sector Scheme. It's a new scheme. I think it was established a couple of years ago or last year. I'm not sure of the the beginning of it. Yeah, and another two things, when, like, if you ask about how am I going to invest in agricultural medicinal plants cultivation, even for that also, Ministry of Ayush along with the National Medicinal Plant Board, they'll be assisting you, training you. In fact, some of the cultivational crops also, I have heard that they are providing, and they will assist you in cultivation. They will be even helping you with the sand, the soil testing also will be done, and what kind of medicinal plants can be grown in your particular desha. All these things will be trained, and you will be definitely be assisted by NMPB board in this segment. So I think people having lands and or having some investable amount, if you want to enter into the agricultural field, it's a very happening field. And the next 5 to 10 or 15 years, medicinal plant cultivation is going to boom like anything in the country. And you mark my words, this is going to happen, because forest based medicinal collection of plants are completely going off the limit now. It will be almost banned, or it is banned almost. Currently very few sources are coming from the forest area, and almost all are from the cultivation only. So keep this in mind, cultivation is always going to be beneficial. And people who want to go to take Ayurveda to the international level, or who want to explore international um, fee area prospects as well. There are some, I have seen some of my friends or colleagues who, females are married to engineers, and in Germany, in USA, Canada, and settled there. What about them? How can they establish their careers over there? So even for them also, there are some career opportunities in different countries. Of course, every country has their own guideline. You need to look into their country's particular guidelines for the natural medicine or Ayurveda, and then only you can know. But I'm just trying to basic things. I'm just trying to highlight here. Every country has some certification course you need to do, and not all the, even in USA. Let me give an example of USA. There are many states in USA, United States, right? So many states, each state has its own guideline. So which state you are going, New York will be different, Washington will be different. So which state you are going, that state has its own guideline. So based on that particular state, they you need to apply for the either for the certification or for the registration, anything. But whenever you go, international practice will be very difficult, challenging, because not all the herbs or not all the minerals are almost banned. Like you will not be able to use mercury or even loha basma, abraka basma. You will not be able to use these basmas for the practice over there. You will be only able to use the herbs which are given in their pharmacopoeias. US pharmacopoeia in the United States, and European pharmacopoeia. Every country has its own pharmacopoeia, and they'll be permitting only these many herbs to be practiced over there. And Dashamula in India need not be equivalent with the same botanical sources in US. There will be some different sources of Dashamula in US. So again, the practice is very focused and little narrow currently. We need to establish and provide lot of safety elements, safety data, and clinical data in Ayurveda. We need to develop so that the global market will be open for us in the future. Anyway, so the restrictions are there, and not every country will be recognizing you as a doctor. They will be considering you as a therapist, or even a consultant or a practitioner. Try to remember this. In India, we just liberally use the words as practitioner, doctor, everything as same. No, in US, practitioner is a degree. I mean, it's a permit registration, and doctor is a registration. Everything is different. So either you can be an Ayurvedic practitioner, or Ayurvedic doctor, or just a therapist. Everything are different, and there are some very limited activities only you will be able to do. Don't think of doing Vamana Virechana in US if you go there. That is not permitted, and it's very difficult to counsel the patients also over there. Yeah, regional language in people countries like Germany and all, regional German learning German is compulsory. So all these things, Japan, it's always challenging if you go there. And why there is I don't see these many workshops or these many queries raised by an engineer. If a person do BE or MTech, why a person of Ayurveda after finishing BMS still having ambiguity about his future? I know it's always and I don't understand why is it happening. But these are certain of the points which I think is because of the main reasons, because of people still raising questions after what is my career after BMS. One is a lack of skill. I will not take completely blame the student for the lack of skill. System is also partly responsible for the lack of skill development in the student. And I have seen Ayurvedic students when they enter Ayurveda and by the time they finish BMS, apart from no, they'll be in a shell Pupa Mandoka. So that is what I can tell. They don't know any other outside knowledge or outside prapancha, that they'll not be having that knowledge how to survive in the world. That skill is only lacking first of all. So that is one of the important things which is very very necessary for the it's highly essential for a person. And I have seen many students who lack this particular skill. And there are, because they entered Ayurveda by chance, and they are not able to completely learn and accept Samskrita and Shastra. I have seen, I don't see very how many people, how many of you open Samhita Chakrapani commentary or Dalana commentary, the Moola book, and open and read. Try to attempt to read. No, you don't do it. You just read the commentaries of it, or you'll be read the notes given by the teachers, and you'll just try to pass the exam. That is not enough. So if you do those things, you will not be having clarity about your career, and you will be lacking confidence to practice or even enter into the industry or even do something else in your future as well. So that is very very important. And another thing is the kind of student life what you do as a, in this 4.5 years, how many patients you see, how many doctors you go for and ask them as to what is this examination, roganidan aspect or the kaya chikitsa, panchakarma, dravya guna. How many of you go, whenever you go to your native, go to some forest or small forest, or at least some garden or some park, and try to identify the dravya guna based herbs over there. What kind of passion you are developing in your fields, it is very very important. That part is lacking in quite a few students. So that sedentary. So kindly mute someone. It's, yeah. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this sedentary student life is one of the major reasons why the career will not be, very flourishing for them. They'll be having a struggle. You have a very cool and comfortable student life. Obviously, you will struggle in the future. You struggle now so that you will be having a little more relaxed and some growing future up, some flourishing future. One of the reasons that from the beginning itself is, the selection of the college. It's very very important, and this is important for you even for MD. Don't think that, okay, I've entered a wrong college now in BMS and my career is gone. No, you can choose a good college. You can work hard and choose a good college in for your MD, and have some well established career. And if you enter certain colleges where it is not a very good positive management is there, which should be very much concerned about a student's career, then they'll be putting lot of pressure on the teaching faculty to focus on the result oriented teaching. The result oriented teaching, what will be happening because of the result oriented teaching? I'll be spoon feeding you. If I'm a teacher, if I'm having a pressure of target, if I'll be given a target, then I'll be spoon feeding you with all the notes and trying to push you towards the 80%, 75% target of the student. And student thinks that I have achieved 75%, I have achieved distinction, I have got 80%, I am 14th rank, 15th rank, 10th rank in university, and my photo will be in a huge cutout like Darshan, Sudeep, Yash, and Shah Rukh Khan. In the college, you will be local heroes over there, and you think it's a fame name you will be getting because of those things. All these things are very very temporary. You get a gold medal, I will not come to you as a patient just because you got a gold medal, right? How many doctors have seen as a patient when you go to a doctor in your 20-25 years of your life, that they'll be putting a gold medal as a tag in front of their clinic, and you go there just because they have got a gold medal? No, you go there because of the skill, right? Your parents don't go to a doctor where he has got some who has done a certificate course in something. That is not important. That is relevant for him to just enhance his knowledge. That should not be a criteria that I'll be putting those things in my on in my notice uh, banner, where that will be, because of which the people will be coming here. That will not help, especially in this generation. It's not going to help you at all. So come out of all these things, work hard, enhance your skill. That is the only way you're going to have a very successful career. Yeah, there is one research also. This survey research. It happened in Pune, Pune-based research it was, and it happened all over the country. There were some questionnaires and many other, survey was done. And after the, identify the conclusion part, I'm going to highlight it now. See the conclusion part. What is the outcome of the research? They have told internship is an important time in career decision making. So the survey participants, maybe the post passed out BMS people only they have surveyed, and they have told communication skills, professional ethics, leadership skills. So basically, you have to develop yourself. Personality development is very, very important, which is not happening in Ayurveda colleges currently. And apart from that, development of your skills in different aspects like panchakarma or kaya chikitsa or diagnosis of a disease in Ayurvedic aspect and modern aspect both, and even the Rasashastra Dravyaguna aspect of it. So basic knowledge from Ayurveda anatomy and Adharabhuta Siddhanta, Padartha Vignana, all these things are very, very important to yourself, to develop yourself as a very good Ayurvedic doctor. So I think internship it plays a very pivotal role for your future career, where I think 90% of you waste your time in your internship. I have seen many people who just have a very relaxed internship, thinking that grinding yourself in an Ayurvedic hospital for 8 hours and think that I have worked so hard and I'm not able to do that is going to give no returns to you. If you are just doing a documentation job in your hospital, you need to give yourself time for 1 year. It's a very important time internship. You have to invest yourself into either for MD or some skill based clinical practice or anything, or try to invest some time for the MBA entrance exam, cracking the entrance exam. So you need to do something by which you can have a better career. Yeah, so don't think of the future, you think of now, present. Now, second year student, what can I do? Third year student, fourth year, or intern, what can I do now so that my career is enhanced? If your career is enhanced, then only the people around you, you can take some people around you and you can build their career. And overall, if lot of doctors and Ayurvedic doctors career are enhanced, then only the system enhancement can happen. A single person, or if a person very famous doctor, he will earn some million or billion in his practice. That will also enhance the system, but still lot of people has to put their heads up and invest themselves into Ayurveda to push the system into the next level and do something, to make the globalization and publicity of Ayurveda in a real sense, not in just name or something. And very, very important aspect which I need to touch here is the spiritual aspect. You have heard of Siddha Vaidyas, you have heard of so many Nati Vaidyas or some traditional Vaidyas in the previous generations, and they don't even have they didn't have a BMS degree, but still by just looking at Nadi, they used to identify past, present, future of a particular person and all. How did they do? When allopathy has their own kind of pratyaksha anumana kind of for the perception of knowledge, in Ayurveda is a Vedic knowledge. It's a part of Veda. In For the Veda and Indian based systems, you need to have some siddhi, or you need to develop some spiritual uh, development. Spiritual development means you not something like I'm trying like converting water into wine or something. No, that is not the kind of spirituality I'm expecting. You need to have some discipline, either through meditation or through some mantra chanting or through some kriyas. Do something from which you will have yourself enhanced. When your enhancement happens from inside, your pratyaksha will be enhanced, your anumana will be enhanced, By your when your pramanas are enhanced, you can diagnose a disease better. Your practice will be enhanced, and by that your treatment capability will be enhanced. That is how you can enhance yourself in Ayurveda. Spirituality or adhyatma plays a very, very, very important role in Ayurveda. Without spirituality, Ayurveda is just business. If you want to truly reach Ayurveda and if you are very passionate about Ayurveda, at least a passionate Ayurvedic doctor will do something about himself. Just by reading Shastra, that is not enough, or just gaining grammatical Sanskrit knowledge is not enough. Doing something with yourself, enhancing your adhyatma is very, very important for development of perception of Ayurveda. Just giving one thing, the way you read Charaka Samhita, the way you read Chakradatta, or even any Rasashastra textbook, with Ayurveda Adhyatma knowledge, with Adhyatma practices, or without Adhyatma, there's a huge difference. So you need to do some meditation, Kriya, or some mantra chanting. If you take up some mantra or just Dhanvantari mantra, chant mantra like for 1 year or so, chant up to 1 lakh, 10 lakh for times, chant every day, make it up to 1 lakh or 10 lakh chant. Then you will see yourself gaining some siddhi in your own system. It will enhance you, the mantra will enhance you. So that is why it is very, very important. Or mere meditation is also very, very important. You need to do some kriyas as well. So yeah, and for the survival sake, survival instincts, development of survival instincts in the world, prapancha gnana in Kannada, what we say, you need to have some basic sense to live in this, survive in this world. If you want to do some business, you need to have a sense of business. Just money is not enough to do business. So you need to develop some survival skills depending on the field you venture. That is also very, very important. And when you develop those skills, you should the target should be skill based. By the time you complete your BMS, you need to have some experience, hands on training in panchakarma, hands on training in diagnosis, hands on training in Rasashastra preparation, Vaishyakalpana preparation, identification of Dravya Guna medicines, both raw and fresh. And also some skills in Kshara Sutra, maybe Shalyatantra, Suturing. You need to have target should be fixed based on skill. You should not target by BMS. I should have gold medal in these many segments. I should have a banner in my school. My college should have a banner in with my name, telling that I am first in this. No, this is not the target. And even if you achieve those things, it is fine. That should not be the main primary motto of your education, right? So I think it should be a very, very important one. And faith. How many of you still have paracetamol in your no, Dolo 650 in your pockets? How many of you take Mrutyunjay Rasa or even Guduchi, Samshamanavati for fever? You don't have faith in your own system. You don't, for simple cold, for simple fever, simple body ache, or simple injury, you want to take antibiotics, you want to take allopathy medicine. How can you have faith? And how it's crime if you take allopathy medicine on your own and you practice Ayurveda on your patients. It's a crime. That is not ethics. You practice Ayurveda on your own for your own illness. You give it to your family members. Then you are ethically viable to give it to your patients. So you practice and then you preach. And don't become a doctor who is like a jack of all and master of none. You just need to break that. You need to be in the future, you need to develop one particular system, or you need to develop your skill in one particular area where you can enhance it to the highest possibility. Either Rasashastra or Kaya Chikitsa. In Kaya Chikitsa also one particular field where you can take. Example, there are some places, there are some doctors who established themselves in Rasayana therapy, who established themselves in Panchakarma therapy, or in only Rasa-based medicines. So you need to establish as a hardcore specialization in very few things, and you can take it up to the next level. And when you enter Ayurveda, it is not like other systems of job opportunities in in the outer in the outer world. It's a Vedic knowledge, and it is very, very pure, and it is having some powerful impact even by just in a Kerala. Why do you think that Ashtanga Hridaya is by hearted previously, and it is chanted as mantra every day. It is a Veda. It is some having some some purity or some power in it. You need to have some discipline or Indian cultural discipline you need to have. It is not about religion I'm talking about here. It's about the culture. When the origin is the science, or the science is originated in particular culture, that cultural incorporation should happen within you to understand the Ayurveda in the real sense. So for that you need to have some discipline, cultural discipline. You know what I mean? So at least to in when you are practicing, when you are a student, you need to have some gurukula traditional mindset, at least when you are having some shastra gnana. Basic cultural discipline should be necessary. And yeah, there are some important time zones in your life. As I told you, internship, 10th standard was there, 11th, 12th standard was there, which are passed and which are successful or not successful. Again, you should only tell. Once you come into the internship, I think someone should tell you that this is important. This is a very important time in your life where you need to choose an important, time and direction changing career is in front of me. You cannot relax in that time. You need to work more efficiently in those time zones. You need to identify those time zones very very efficiently, and please have some value for your parents or guardians money and so resources. Just because they have money, just because they provide you with resources like bike or whatever, car or whatever, you cannot exploit your parents money just for the sake of your comfort or luxury. Have some discipline. That is what I told. Cultural educational discipline is necessary in that sense. Yeah. So this shloka is very fascinating for me. Even it's relevant for your career also. Atmanameva manyeta kartaram sukha dukkha yoho tasmat shreyaskaram margam pratipadyata notraset. So you are only responsible for your career, and your decisions today's decisions will decide your tomorrow's career prospects, and what extent you are going to grind yourself today. That will only decide how your career will grow in the future. So this is very very important. You need to choose, at least now choose on your own. If not, it will become it will become a chance afterwards anyway. Just the way it became in the 12th and after 12th, it was either just it came by chance to you now. I don't want that happening to you in your career, in the at least in the future. It should be by choice. You should choose. It should not come by chance. Yeah, so by this I will end my session. Any queries, please? I'm looking forward to.
Sir, there are few questions in comment box. So we'll do answer.
Yeah, I'm sorry I took little more time. Yeah. Suggest for sustainable Ayurvedic practice. Many times financially it becomes difficult to maintain. Yes, exactly. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Once you complete BMS or after MD, when you enter into the practice, you need some amount of investment. If you are in towns or villages, maybe 2 lakhs 3 lakhs is enough. But if you enter into a practice in cities like Bangalore or some places like Delhi, Mumbai or anywhere, I think it will be very very difficult to invest, because you need at least 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs of investment minimum. Now again, there comes two parts: practice without panchakarma, practice with panchakarma. Correct. So with panchakarma, if I practice, again the investment will be more. Panchakarma setup is required, therapist is required. Correct. So that investment will be more. After everything, now there is you will be not practicing in your own place. You will be paying a rent for that particular area where you are practicing. The rent, you will be taking a place for rent only, right? Most of the times in cities you will not be able to have your own place. Again, if you have a panchakarma setup, the rent for the panchakarma setup will be at least 25,000, 30,000, or if you want to set up in a prime center, it will be more than 50,000. How do you think you'll be able to practice? And if you don't have necessary investment money, how do you think you'll be able to afford practice in these places? This is what is a challenge that is coming, that will lie ahead. When you are a student of BMS, your parents are providing you money, you are relaxed. When you come to an internship, maybe you'll be, if you're in a government college, you'll be gaining some stipend. Again, you will use it to your own whims and fancies, and you will enjoy that money. How it's a struggle going into the future. One thing I need to try to address here: what is the difference between allopathy practice and Ayurveda practice? Lavanya has asked the question. Yeah, you can answer. What do you think is the difference between the practice in allopathy and Ayurveda currently?
So the
In the
treatment is mainly based on symptomatic management, sir.
No, no, don't go with the treatment skills and don't. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking as a business aspect only. I venture as an Ayurvedic doctor venturing into a practice and an allopathy doctor venturing into practice. What is the major difference?
Um,
The difference is hospitals. How many hospitals in Bangalore are there of Ayurvedic hospital and how many doctors in the Ayurvedic hospitals are working? If I build an Ayurvedic hospital, maximum two, three Ayurvedic doctors will be working in that. But when you go to an allopathy hospital, how many doctors are there? Am I correct? That is the difference. The only way Ayurvedic doctors, without investing in their own clinics, can still practice is by hospital setup. We Ayurveda needs lot of investors. Ayurveda needs lot of business people who are entering into the Ayurvedic field where they invest and build hospitals and Ayurvedic doctors are working in it. If not, you set up your own practice and you need to practice. Do you think a person after MBBS and MD, he'll be building his own clinic? How many Ayurvedic allopathy clinics have you seen in your nearby area? Just go around your area and see how many clinics are there. You don't see clinics at all. Allopathy clinics are not there now because there are family centers. No, some large polyclinics will be there or hospitals will be there or nursing home will be there. Am I correct? They'll be having diagnostic centers into it and having polyclinics. That is the kind of business model they are taking up now. That is a major difference. Investment is a difference in between allopathy and Ayurveda. You know, people having money or over the period of time doctors together should collaborate together and build hospitals. The main problem with Ayurveda is they don't have specializations in the business domain. Allopathy, okay, I'm an anesthetic, you are a surgeon, and some other person is a general physician, and some other person is only a MBBS doctor, but he's ready to invest. We all will collaborate and build a hospital, and each will take care of their own specialization. What about Ayurveda? I'm an Kaya Chikitsa person. I will take care of Panchakarma. I will take care of the Kaya Chikitsa. I will take care of all the patients. Only if a specialization comes, I will be referring a Shalakya person. Only if a specialization comes, I will be referring a gynec person. If this happens, collaboration will not happen. The trusting will not happen, right? So this is a major difference. So I think in the future, all of the specialist doctors should come together and should focus on their things and should develop their own specializations in the real sense and should collaborate together and develop hospitals. That is the only way where investments will come and hospitals will grow and practice will happen. Every Ayurvedic doctor cannot set up his own clinic and practice. That is not possible. You will not be having that much of land also in cities to practice. So these kind of setups will be a future. You need to look forward for that. What is less salary? Question mark. I didn't get it, and you need to elaborate it. Uh, cheaper workers. I didn't talk that way. I am no my style of talking is little sarcasm, so I wanted to be little more sarcastic in that. I don't want Ayurvedic doctors to enter into allopathy hospitals and grind their 30 years or 20 years or 15 years of your career in allopathy hospital just as a duty doctor. What I have worked as a duty doctor when I was in internship for 3 years, 3 months. I have gained some experience in that. I know how specialist doctors in the allopathy hospitals, the management will treat a duty doctor of BMS origin. You will not be given that respect as an BMS doctor in an allopathy hospital. That kind of respect is not given for a duty doctor. How many years you want to work as a duty doctor? That is my question. For learning sake, for survival sake, if you want to work as a duty doctor for 1 year or 6 months, fine. I'm not discouraging that, but you should not take a duty doctor as a career, right? At least by BMS fourth year, you should choose something, and to achieve that, maybe duty doctor is a transition phase. It is fine, but just you working as a duty doctor for the sake of 30,000 salary, I don't think that is a career path. I'm talking that in a career sense. Don't take me wrongly. What's the alternative than joining an allopathy hospital? Because majority of the Ayurvedic physicians won't take a fresher in their clinics. True. Why just understand yourself. You have come out of an BMS hospital, BMS degree. You have not seen at least at 100 patients in your many Ayurveda colleges don't have patients in their hospitals. Am I correct? Am I correct? So they don't have hospitals. Even if they have hospitals, they don't have patients. You will not be a trained Ayurvedic doctor who can diagnose or give medicines. When you are not trained, why will the physicians consider you? And it is their livelihood at stake, right? They are also earning very hard and they are practicing. How will they allow you to practice? It is very difficult when you are a BMS doctor, or when you are a not completely trained doctor after BMS. Developing a skill is very very important, rather than just and someone will not allow you in their private practice, and they will not give you that kind of a freedom where you can do anything and everything. It is always a challenge. You need to build a trust. So can you please give any idea about the parallel and fellowship courses, which becomes a trend nowadays, like nutrition research? Yeah, nutritional is also one of the diploma courses, and many of the courses that are happening now. Many of the non-Ayurvedic departments, even in fact IITs, IITs, if you go to the IIT Kharagpur and all websites, they give you free courses on nutrition, free courses on many other aspects. Radiology they give, many medical paramedical courses also. Even IIT are giving some free courses and free diploma courses. They have, you can have certificate courses. There are many places where you can go and take the courses and attend the courses, and you can develop some skills. Nutrition is also very important, but one thing you need to remember: the nutrition that is mentioned in Patya in Ayurveda, they have the understanding is little different. When the nutrition aspect of it from the other perspective, the modern perspective, is little different. If you collaborate it together and if you develop your own nutritional idea, then it will be wonderful. But nutritional research aspect, as I told you, research comes under the food category. Food category, they are developing. There is something called as Ayush Ahar. FSSAI is the licensing, right? They are the main authority who is controlling the food and food ventures in the country. So they are establishing something called as Ayush Ahar in the food category. This will be happening, and it will be it will be in a boom in the 2-3 years to come. So if you have some good nutritional, like if you read some nutritional relevant pathya in the Bhav Prakash Nigantu, or even in there are some books exclusively for Ayurveda Ahara. So if you are established in those things, and if you can derive the nutritional benefit of these aharas in the modern day-to-day basis, then it will be, you will be having a good research aspect also, even in the food industry. It will be definitely it's a value added resume. After MBBS MD, those people get more salary in academics as well as in hospital. But why are Ayurvedic doctors getting less salary in both hospitals as well in hospital pharmacy? See, many of the people who after MBBS, they will not prefer academics. They want to go to hospitals. They go to 2-3 hospitals, 4-5 hospitals as referring doctors. They will stay in one hospital as a consultant doctor. Apart from that, they'll be as a referral doctor in many other hospitals because of their specialization. Many people don't go to academics. People do you know private colleges in MBBS are short of doctors for their assistant professor and for their profession. There many are guest, like visiting professors are there. Complete permanent professors are not there. They are struggling to maintain them because the hospitals are giving them good returns as a terms of financially, and they're having a very good career in their hospitals. That is why academic is always secondary for an MBBS doctor. Unfortunately, for a BMS MB doctor, academics is the first thing. After that only they'll be looking for the practice. Why? Because either the practice investment is difficult, or they don't have the necessary skills to practice. So because of these two reasons, many people don't prefer practice over academics in Ayurveda. For practicing Ayurveda, skill is important or knowledge. What kind of skill we should develop before jumping into practice? I'll give you an example. Let's do a research where we will build a clinic, we'll build a college, and I'll keep one section of people only by hearting shlokas, and I'll be training them with Charaka Samhita, Shushruta, Bhava Prakasha, Chakradatta, Yoga Ratnakara, everything. I'll stuff them with all the knowledge. And one thing, another set of people, I'll be giving them Charaka Samhita, Bhava Prakasha, or few books, and I'll be giving them hands-on training session with lot of patients. At least they will be seeing 100 patients per day. Every day they will see 100 patients in their OPDs. Whom do you think in the when they come into into the real world, when they start their practice, what is whom do you think that the patient flow will be more brilliant? What do you think? Skill means talking to a patient is a skill, diagnosing is a skill, and trying to prescribe the medicines relevant to that particular patient on spot immediately is a skill. And trying to convince that the counseling of a patient, not by, I'm not talking about the psychological counseling of a manasa vikara patient, I'm not talking about that one, Unmada, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a relevant patient, day to day patient of joint pain or prameha, or trying to give them patya. Example, if you want to do Virechana Vamana, you need to counsel the patient of Vamana and Virechana, what it is, how it should be done. You need to convince the patient first. That is a skill. If you don't have the communication skill, if you don't develop that communication skill, how will you practice? Just by knowledge, it is not going to enhance anything. You cannot impact a patient's life by knowledge alone. You need to have that skill. How is that skill developed? By practice. Practice only will develop that skill. I cannot tell you, okay, by looking at a video of Kshara Sutra, you cannot learn Kshara Sutra and you cannot do a Kshara Sutra on a patient, right? You need to practice and you need to see at least 100 Kshara Sutras. Then only you will have some hands-on training with the doctor. With see, Ayurveda is one shastra, or one kind of profession where you need to have a guru. At least for guru means at least a person should train you in surgery or in panchakarma or in shalakya procedures, anything for that matter, or dravya guna or rasa shastra. You need to have a guru. You need to establish the skills with the guru only. Just by looking at YouTube videos, you cannot develop Chara Sutra skill, right? It is not possible. So, is there insurance policies available for doctors to protect themselves against potential lawsuits and financial losses in case of medical negligence? See, insurance companies will not come for a medical negligence. That is not possible for a clinical practice. There will be some viabilities, and the support will be there. Legal support will be there for a medical practice, and that is possible. I agree, but not for medical negligence. No, you cannot. But yeah, financial losses, true. It is very, very difficult in this country and in this present scenario where many harassments are happening for the doctors. You see it in the day-to-day basis, and especially in a private setup. If you have if you come to the limelight, if you for some negative reasons, again gaining patients through confidence is very, very difficult. So practicing in that is also a skill. Practicing in a way that patients and people around you are not having, you don't have some controversies developing with people around you. Taking them along with you and practicing is very, very important. If you establish some professional rivalry with many other people and try to practice and excel, again you need to have that necessary skill and legal support to face many other challenges that will be coming in front of you. That is always there. What are the rules and formalities before establishing a clinic? It is compulsory to follow before establishing. Yes, especially in cities. And I think once you want to establish a clinic, basically you should have a degree, at least a internship completed, and the registration should be there. And you should have a registration in the state registration, that for the every country, every state has its own registration for the clinics. You need to have that registry. That's available online now. You can available, and pollution control board permits are necessary. And I had a clinic in Bangalore, and I had done almost all the boxes ticked, and I had got all the necessary permissions for all these things while I was practicing. So I have gone to the pollution control board. I have gone to the registration, everything. I have worked. I have not paid a single money as a bribe. So I have done it. I have not done through agencies or agents. I have done it on my own. So because if you want to bribe and all, you need to pay at least 30,000 40,000 to an agent. It is not a bribe, but it's a salary you are giving to an agent who will do all the formalities without you. He will take care of everything. So again, that will charge very much, and I was not having that much of investment, so I had done it on my own with my help of my family members. Yeah. Doing Samhita MD other than practice and academics, what are the other choices we have? Samhita MD, yeah, academics is one of the major things that is always there. If you want to do something else, if you want to have other choices after Samhita MD, again you need to develop other skills. Yeah, example, if you apart from practice and academics, what else you want to venture into? If you want to build a hospital, if you want to develop, you need to have management skills. If you want to have business, you need to have some investment and have business skills. Whatever you want to do, you need to have those relevant skills. Samhita MD unfortunately will not provide you those skills to venture into other things. That is what is lacking in Ayurvedic education currently, and of course in many other education fields also it is lacking. But Ayurveda, since it is not having a wide array of scope, people are struggling in that kind of career. I understand. Can we practice, teach, and do plantation of medicines together? Yes, it can be done maybe, but teaching requires full time. Full time teaching and practice many people do. But if you want to plantation of medicine can be done, yeah. But you need to have some basic medicinal plantation, and you need to have some workers. If you have some land and workers, and they will take care of it, you need to visit it once in a while, and you need to just take care of the thing overall. Yeah, it can be done, but yeah, plantation, if you're taking care of it as a manager kind of in that level, you need to have that kind of knowledge of agriculture as well. Like, okay, this if you take up the ashwagandha example, you're doing ashwagandha plantation, you need to know ashwagandha, when it will mature, when you should after the maturation, how you should remove extract it, and what is the market. The most important thing for the agriculture is identification of the market for the sales of the relevant product what you have extracted out of the agricultural land. Your example, karanja bija is having a fantastic market. Even the panasa phala as medicine, panasa bija as medicine, panasa phala as a fruit in the market is very very relevant. Even the jambu is having fantastic market. Jambu twak is having relevance in the plantain market, correct? Medicinal value. Jambu phala is having medicinal value. Jambu bija is having medicinal value. There is a huge market for it. So you need to identify what kind of things you can grow in your land and what kind of market it has. You need to establish this market, the sale, the link, distributors or market. If you establish those things, it will be having a wonderful business. Please give us details about which of all the company medicines are helpful for better practice. No, no, no. I cannot do this in a public forum. How can I do it? If you want some personal information, you can ask it privately. I cannot do this in the public forum. But keeping this side, and without keeping controversy aside, you need to have the direct relevance with the with the patient. By example, you're giving some mrutyunjay rasa of one particular company. After one session or two sessions, by chance your medicine is not available of the particular company, you may change it. You keep asking the patient. You need not tell the patient that you're changing the the company. You just keep observing the patient's psychology, his symptoms. You need to be very open, and you need to be having a recurrent discussion with your patient, follow up with your patient. You can identify it on your own as to by practice itself whether those medicines are having impact on the patient or not. So by that clinical only you can do, clinical research itself you can do on that. And give details about which company. Yeah, it's over. What are the agencies or market available agents by buying medicinal plants? See, you need not go to the agencies always. There are some even if you approach NMPB, National Medicinal Plant Board, and all, they may provide you with certain of the seeds, saplings or seeds. Even the plant forest. Every taluk has their forest officers, right? Every taluk is having their government forest nurseries. They have medicinal plants. simple medicinal plants which you can cultivate. But if you want specific medicinal plants, I think you need to target certain of the NMPB. You can approach NMPB. I am not into medicinal agriculture. You need to search for agencies. I am not having that information. But yeah, that scope is there. Agencies and market, I think many things are available online. If you have some time, invest it in your in Instagram also. I have seen a person from Madhya Pradesh who is doing extensive work in agriculture. He trains Ayurvedic people in agriculture. I think his name is Krishna or something. I'm not remembering, but he is doing fantastic work in Ayurvedic medicinal plant agriculture. You invest some time, and you can definitely get some information regarding that. Thank you. Most of us are facing difficulty in making people believe in Ayurveda because we are surrounded with many allopathy doctors and general practitioners. What are the way to make it possible? You don't make efforts with too many. You cannot go to the world and shout Ayurveda is safe. Take it. No, the only way you can prove Ayurveda is efficient is by your practice. You practice, you invest your life into your practice. 10 years, 15 years, people will come to you now. When people are around you, they see the practice, they will only come to you. Why do you think there are some legends around us who practice and see 100, 200 people in OPDs, in their OPDs and in their clinics every day? Well, they are not coming out in public and they are shouting about they are not complaining about allopathy doctors, or they are not complaining about any other social things. This is a society, we need to accept it. We need not complain about it. The only thing is we need to invest ourselves, we need to invest our life for the practice, and we need to do it. Not trained for medicine, emergency medicine, don't have confidence also, so using allopathy medicine. See, emergency medicine is a segment where even a common MBBS practitioner may not be successful in handling emergency conditions, right? Simple fever is not an emergency condition. Emergency condition by psychology or emergency condition by in real sense is two different aspects. For me, tomorrow I have to go to work, for I have developed 1 or 2 fever, for me it's an emergency condition. If I'm talking about a public understanding, right? You forget about, I'm not asking you to tell you practice but giving medicines for myocardial infarction in your clinic. No, I'm not telling that. For stroke, I'm not asking you to practice and treat patients in your clinic. No, that is not possible. I understand. What I'm trying to tell you is there are so many other conditions. 80 to 85% of the entire medicinal practice is on non-emergency conditions. Only 5 to 10% of the people will be coming for an hospital for emergency basis, right? You go to an Apollo hospital. Do you think that people are coming there only for emergency condition? No, many people are there on weekly basis, monthly basis, going as follow-up for their chronic conditions. They don't know Ayurveda can impact their life in these conditions. So it's responsibility on Ayurvedic doctor to come into this. Very less Ayurvedic hospitals providing jobs. 100%. Yeah, that is a major issue. As I told you, I built an hospital. Only 3 people are working in an hospital. So obviously, who has investment, they can only build hospitals and practice. But yeah, you need to build multiple hospitals, or collaboration of multiple doctors are necessary in happen for this to happen. And yes, if you are practicing in your clinics lesser margin on Ayurvedic medicines, well, this is not wrong in that sense. See, as a consultant, you are thinking, okay, Dabur is giving you, I'm working in Dabur. Dabur is giving you lesser margin for the medicines. Doodh Papeshwar is giving you lesser margin. SDM is giving you less margin. Well, it is good, na? The MRP is at least restricted. Allopathy, or many other hospitals who don't have who don't have ethical practices, they give international trips to consultants. If you just imagine a pharmaceutical company providing so many gifts to the consultants, providing so much margin to the consultant, providing international trips to the consultant, do you think where the money will come from? The money will come from the patients, and the patient is supposed to give that much of margin to their medicines and to their treatments in the hospitals also, right? And that is where the ethics will also have a huge impact. at least now Ayurvedic hospital, Ayurvedic people, the margins are not too much, because the raw material cost itself, I am working in a pharmacy, I understand the raw material cost itself is very huge. Example, if I'm having a hundred rupees MRP, maybe 30, 40 rupees or 20 rupees or 30 rupees will be given to the retailer, distributor, everything. Then only it will be coming, the margin for a Ayurvedic company will be around 20-30%. And RM cost itself is the major impacting factor over there. That is a very very important issue. The more the agricultural cultivation, the RM cost will reduce. When the RM cost will reduce, because of the availability of the medicinal plants, RM cost will automatically reduce, and the demand supply chain supply will be fulfilled by the cultivation. Once that is done, margin will be improved, and MRP of the Ayurvedic medicines will also be reduced, because of which the consumer reach will be more easier for the medicines. And again, it's all a vicious cycle. That is what is happening. And I understand paracetamol is more cheaper than Mrutyunjay. I totally understand. And if I have to go to a medical shop, I need to take a one huge 100 tablets or 25, 30, 40 tablets of Mrutyunjay. But paracetamol, I can take 1, 2, 3 in number. It is very easy. These things will be happening when the RM, the material will be easier for the availability, and this will ease in due course of time. That only happen because of the agriculture medicinal cultivation only. If I'm planning to do MBA, should I pursue hospital management or general MBA? Which one has good opportunity? I'm confused. See, hospital management, if you venture into, yeah, it will be a focused MBA where you can definitely have, as I told you, that you can completely go to a management part of the hospital development and all administrative aspect of it, and you can do. Yeah, it will be a more focused one. That is more preferable. But if you do an MBA as in general MBA, then you can venture into multiple business ventures. You'll be developing multiple skills as well, business strategies, many other skills you'll be developing. So, and hospital managements nowadays are not only preferring hospital management MBA, they will take a MBA of general origin also. So I think MBA, I don't know too much into MBA in particular, but yeah, I think looking at in a outer way, I think in the MBA is preferable. Panchakarma has become business. Yes, see, when health sector has become a business, Panchakarma is also just a part of it, right? So you cannot complain. Now I am paying in a Bangalore clinic. I am paying 50,000 rupees rent, and my medicinal cost is around 15 to 25,000 rupees. My patient input is only around 5 to 10 in a week. Correct? How do you think I'll be able to pay 50,000 rent? And how do you think I'll be giving salary to the therapist in the clinic and still gain money from my own clinic practice and take something so that I can have my living? That is always there. It is all you sitting just being a student. I understand your thought process. Even I was also thinking the same way. When you enter into the real world now, that is how it is. You cannot complain. I know there are a lot of unethical practices happening, but Panchakarma has not become a business. It has become a survival. Without Panchakarma, let's consider an allopathy hospital charges you with 2,000 rupees of consultation, right? Do you think if an Ayurvedic hospital or Ayurvedic clinic charges you with 2,000 rupees, you will go to them? No, I will charge only maximum up to 500 rupees as consultation. Do you think 10 patients per week, 10 consultations I have of 500 rupees or 300, 400 rupees I will take, and I can run my clinic and still take care of my family and have my survival? It's still difficult. Panchakarma is necessary. When Panchakarma comes into action, the larger area is necessary, therapist is necessary, then obviously one abhyanga will cost 2,000, 3,000. It is even after that also. I don't think Ayurvedic doctors are having such a lavish life as allopathy doctors. Correct? Am I correct? You think they're earning and they're minting money? No, no. Even after 2,000 rupees per abhyanga, they're still surviving and they're still having a very modest, comfortable life in Bangalore and places like that. They're not having too much of this one.
Thank you, sir, for clearing the doubts.
Thank you for a wonderful session. It was. I congratulate Ayuryana and wish them all the best for their future ventures. They are doing a wonderful job, having different people coming together and developing some giving inputs in their own expertise. Congratulations, Dr. Radha and Mr. Santosh, for this venture. Uh, yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
I'm still reeling from the mind blowing session. The insights shared were impressive, empowering, motivating, and inspiring us to think in new directions. On behalf of Team Ayuryana, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speaker. Thank you, sir. Huge thank and gratitude to the entire Ayuryana team for organizing this incredible webinar. Your collective efforts have made a significant impact. Dhanyavad to each and every one of you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Sukruth sir.